Welcome to Grapplefuck, everyone. We are covering Paul Felder against Rafael Dos Anjos, which is this Saturday. As most people will know, Islam Makhachev had to pull out due to an undisclosed injury. Some people think it's the mumps. Some people think it might be a bad staph infection, but we don't really
The
know.
mumps.
Yeah, because Khabib had the mumps just before the Gaethje fight. So they
What
think
is the
that it was
mumps? Is it like chicken pox?
is something that they still have in Soviet Russia.
Along
But
with
we don't have it.
tuberculosis and
Yeah.
diphtheria or whatever else. I don't know. The rest of the world eradicated 100 years ago.
Yeah, but they're real men, mate. They don't need to do it. They just have it for a few days and it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all sorts of theories behind that because Umar, who's Khabib's younger cousin, he had a really bad staph infection a few weeks ago too. So it could be anything. But anyway, Paul Felder stepped in on 5 days' notice, which is pretty gangster. And yeah, let's go through the stats. So Felder, well known, 17-5-0. Rafael Dos Anjos, 29-13-0. Former champ at 155. America, Brazil. Felder's 3 inches taller, which is quite substantial. And he has a 2-inch leg reach advantage. Going into the split of fights, Felder wins most of his fights by KO or TKO. Rafael's a lot more well-rounded. He's got a great ground game. He's a former gold medalist in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian national gold medalist, that is. I think
Is he?
also a world gold medalist.
I knew he
Yeah,
was good. I didn't know he was that good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So average fight time slightly lower for Felder, but I mean Rafael's had a lot more experience. Getting into significant strikes, quite similar. Although Rafael has better defense, grappling, I'll definitely give the advantage to Dos Anjos. I think he's a lot better on the ground than Felder. And yeah, I mean, apparently Felder's been training for a triathlon or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what he said. So
Yeah,
he should be in shape.
he should be in shape. But he also said after the Hooker fight that he wanted to retire. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
has he been training in terms of martial arts training?
I saw him on Ariel Helwani today saying, yeah, he's been doing the triathlon and he's been doing some training, like
Maybe like
pads.
hitting the bag or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I gather he hasn't done much.
Yeah, because he's been
And
doing a lot of commentary too.
yeah, he's been in Abu Dhabi for all of the fights this year.
Pretty much all of the fights. Yeah.
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 So I don't
He was
think he's
there for both
training much at
Khamzat
all.
fights, I think. So
Yeah.
that would have been 10 days. And then so he was in Abu Dhabi for 2 or 3 weeks. And he's done a few other cards as well. So he's had a pretty busy schedule this year.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if he said he's planning to retire after Dan Hooker, and he's been telling Errol Helwani that he hasn't been doing much MMA training, that tells me he may have a bit of a problem. But of course, the triathlon, if his cardio is there, then it's not necessarily the end of the world.
No, because he is a good fighter. Well, his striking is pretty good, and he's got power, and he's got that dog in him. He doesn't give up easily. So
what about the weight cut though?
well, I'm assuming that getting ready for the triathlon would have helped with that a lot. He must be pretty trim.
Yeah, but he's got he's had 4 days, 5 days notice.
Yeah, no, it's something that I thought about. Is he's 5'11", so he probably walks around that 85 kilos maybe.
He's a thick boy. Yeah,
Probably about
85.
85 maybe 87ish. So he
Yeah.
has to cut a lot of weight. It's tough. I mean, when Masvidal did it against Usman, that was 6 days notice. He passed out the night before.
Yeah.
They released the video footage of that a few days after the fight.
That was grim.
So
he was not having a good
it's
time.
not easy.
Of course, Paul Felder is a lightweight, and this fight is at
Yeah,
welterweight. But still, I think that weight cut could have a very detrimental effect on Paul Felder.
it's not a welterweight, is it? It's at lightweight because he was meant to fight Islam.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dos Anjos is coming down again.
Oh, well, that complicates it further. So the whole reason Dos Anjos is now welterweight is because he couldn't make weight at lightweight. Even though he is naturally a lightweight, it's just one of those things with age. You know, he gets around 30 years old, and it becomes a lot harder to cut the weight.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
now
I'm
Dos Anjos
assuming
cutting
it's.
that weight.
Do you want to quickly Google that? I'm pretty sure this is at lightweight because Islam's a lightweight. Obviously, he's trying to climb up the lightweight rankings. So why the hell would he go up to welterweight?
Yeah.
And Felder's replacing Islam.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this now.
It does say 155 here as well. For both
Yeah,
of
I
them.
just saw that. Yeah, 155.
But then
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. Paul Felder trying to make 155 in 5 days' notice. I think that's
yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he must be in some kind of decent shape because of the triathlon. There's a lot of cardio involved in getting ready for that. But yeah, I mean,
But
he
still,
must.
there's though you got to cut the
It's a lot of
weight. It's
weight. Yeah, it's a lot of weight. I mean, to be honest, forget the weight issue. Against RDA, you need to have a full camp.
yes,
He's not a joke. Okay, he's had decision losses in his 3 or 4 in the last 5 or 6 fights, but they've been against the elite level fighters, and he's still taking them to a decision. So
yeah, for sure. I mean,
he's not a joke. He's still got it.
yeah, I mean, he won at least one round against Covington. He took Covington down 3 times. He was
Yeah,
very competitive against Leon Edwards. He dropped Leon Edwards with calf kicks. So in these big fights that he's lost against the likes of Covington, Ferguson, Alvarez, Usman, Leon Edwards, RDA has done well. He's lost, but they've been competitive fights.
Yeah, and I think he lost one split decision, submitted Kevin Lee 3 fights ago.
Yep.
So he's dangerous. He's dangerous, and
Let
obviously
me hit
he
you with
would
a
have
fun
been.
fact, Waleed.
Yeah,
he actually outstruck Colby Covington.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, he did.
He outstruck Colby Covington. That is mental.
Yep.
The fuck did that happen?
I don't know, but he did.
Oh yeah, he did. But Covington took him down 7 times.
Yeah, that's how he won.
Wrestling shit. Usman took him down 12 times.
But you know, when Covington took him down 7 times, he couldn't keep him there. RDA
Yeah, it was
just got back up again.
Yeah.
So that was a really, really competitive fight.
Chiesa took him down 6 times as well. That was a low output fight. Seems like his takedown defense is not great, but he's good at getting back up.
Yeah, bear in mind the takedown defense is skewed by these wrestlers he's faced, like Usman, Covington.
Usman, yeah, 12 times.
And of course, yeah, this is
but also Paul Felder's not someone who goes for takedowns anyway. So 25% takedown accuracy.
Yeah, he just doesn't go for them. I don't think
doesn't go. Yeah, it doesn't go.
We've barely seen Paul Felder on the ground.
Yeah, and RDA's definitely got the better ground game. Has Paul Felder even won by? Yeah, he's got 1 sub here. He's had 1 sub in his UFC career.
Very early on, right?
Yeah, 4 years ago. So, and we have to also bear in mind that RDA was training for another wrestler / grappler in Islam Makhachev. So he would have really drilled the takedowns, the takedown defense, the ground game stuff, which
for sure
Felder will not be ready for.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you said earlier, RDA has submitted Kevin Lee, manhandled Kevin Lee at times. He had control time against Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is a very good grappler.
He is, yeah.
He's got takedowns against guys like Colby Covington, Leon Edwards, and if he can do that against Colby Covington, he can do this against Paul Felder whenever
Easily.
he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And not only can he get that takedown, the control. I mean, RDA has very good heavy top control, excellent jiu-jitsu. Once he's down there, I think Paul Felder is in a whole world of pain. And the only time I'm aware of that Paul Felder went to the ground was against Charles Oliveira. And for most of that interaction on the ground, Charles Oliveira basically grapple fucked him.
Yeah.
But then seemed to kind of tire himself out. He very nearly submitted Paul Felder, but seemed to tire himself out. Then Paul Felder managed to get in some ground and pound, land those big elbows, and finish the fight. But even in that fight, even though he won that fight and he survived Oliveira's ground game, Joe Rogan was saying in the commentary, Joe Rogan was pointing out the things he was doing wrong, indicating that his jiu-jitsu was not really what one might expect at this level.
Yeah, and since then Oliveira's really gone off on one, hasn't he? He's on like a 4-fight win streak or something, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, just looking at RDA's best weapons, takedowns are good. Jiu-jitsu is great. His boxing is kind of mixed. In some fights, he looks very wooden. He doesn't move his head. We're not seeing any counter punching. We're not slipping. We're not seeing any footwork. In other fights, yeah, he is slipping. He's more mobile. He is counter punching, and he looks quite decent. Not amazing, but quite decent. But I think his best weapons, along with the jiu-jitsu, are the kicks, those leg kicks, and the inside leg kicks. Like he dropped Kevin Lee. I mean, he made Kevin Lee fall to one knee from those inside leg kicks. He dropped Leon Edwards with a leg kick. He throws everything into them.
Yeah.
And they're very, very effective. But so does Paul Felder. Paul Felder also has
Felder's got very hard kicks.
Yeah. So the way I see this is I think RDA is the better striker, because Paul Felder's striking is basic. Now he does the basics well, so he'll throw 1-2s and they're hard and they're crisp.
He hits very hard, yeah.
Yeah. But there's no footwork, there's no head movement, there's no slipping, there's no ducking and weaving, there's no fancy kicks. I mean, he does those spinning back kicks and the spinning back fists, which are a waste of time. So his striking game is pretty rudimentary, but he does it well, right? He does the basics well. He comes forward, throws a 1-2. So I think RDA wins on the feet, or at least RDA is better technically on the feet. But what I'm concerned about is that size difference, because RDA is 5'9". Paul Felder is 5'11" and chunky. He's chunky everywhere. Big legs, big shoulders, big arms.
He is a big dude, yeah.
Yeah, that worries me slightly.
He's been fighting at 170, so he's pretty thick as well. But yeah, Felder's got the height and reach advantage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That could be an issue. Particularly if Felder just chooses to stay on the outside and just smashes him with kicks and 1-2s. But I just don't see. I know it's been done before. I know Bisping won a title coming in, but that was still 2 weeks' notice against Luke Rockhold, and it's been done before in that Masvidal had 6 weeks' notice and he came in. But Masvidal was still training. Masvidal was in the gym every week. He was training. He was helping Poirier prepare for his fight against Hooker. Bisping had a longer time. So I don't know. I just think 5 days notice and you've been preparing for a triathlon against RDA, who's probably better in every area technically.
Yep.
He's just smaller. He's just a smaller guy, but probably better in every area technically. can be argued that maybe Felder's better at some aspects of striking. I mean, he's certainly got more power, I think.
Yep.
But I think it's a tough ask for Paul Felder.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm wondering why he's taken it, after the Hooker fight, saying
So
he's going to retire. Maybe they've offered him quite a lot of money, or
I imagine they have.
yeah, it must be like a good $300,000-$400,000 or some shit.
Maybe more. I imagine Dana White was shitting himself about this card being shit.
Yeah.
He's asked, Paul Felder, can you do us a favor and we'll make it worth your while?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And fair enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be just let me have my last fight, make a good $500,000 or whatever, and then become a full-time commentator, because that's going pretty well for him.
It is, yeah. In this podcast, you're typically kinder to UFC fighters than I am. I'm realistic about fighters' abilities. How the fuck is Paul Felder ranked number 7 in the lightweight division?
Well, I mean, he didn't win his last fight, so he probably shouldn't be. But he has beaten a lot of people.
Not decent.
He's beaten Charles Oliveira. He's beaten James Vick. Mike Perry split decision loss. He's had quite a few wins, dude. But I think this Edson Barboza thing really pushed him. But he probably lost that fight.
He lost that fight, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, James Vick is unranked. He's no longer in the UFC. He was that bad.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira, yeah, he's maybe a bit lucky there. I mean, Stevie Ray, who the fuck is he? Alex Ricci, who the fuck is he?
He's got quite a few wins in the UFC, Stevie Ray.
But against all but Paul Felder ranked
he
fight.
Probably is ranked. I think that Barboza thing kind of, yeah, I mean,
way too high.
I think he's definitely a top 15 fighter.
Maybe 15 or something.
Sorry? Yeah.
Maybe like 15.
The problem with this division is there's just so many people outside the top 15 that could probably beat people like Paul Felder. I mean, I think Arman Saryukin can beat him, and he's probably number 35.
Fuck him up.
Yeah.
It would fuck him up.
He's probably number 35. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this division is fucking stacked. But there are just some people in the top 15 that should probably move. I mean, I think he's a good fighter, but I agree with you in that he's nowhere near elite level.
Yeah.
He's not going to be attacking the top 5 anytime soon. He'll probably retire after this fight, I suspect.
Yeah. I think maybe he knows he can't go any further.
No, definitely not. Like, I mean, how's he going to beat people like fucking Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje and so on?
No, he'd get
no chance.
Killed.
Conor McGregor would kill him. Poirier would kill him.
Everyone would kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to call Paul Felder a donkey. I'll pay him some respect, and to his credit, he's got good cardio. He's had one 5-round fight against Dan Hooker, and in 5 rounds,
tough dude as well.
Yeah, in the 5th round, he was there. His cardio was there. He was throwing. He looked a lot fresher than Dan Hooker in the 5th round. So he's got that durability, which kind of brings me on to RDA's cardio. RDA's got a lot of very good weapons, and one of his best weapons is his cardio.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone 5 and 3 rounds a lot.
Yes. I think he's gone like 5. He's had 5 main events.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Well, we can check here. He's known for that, isn't he?
Yeah. And in the 5th round,
4 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 rounds. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just as fresh in the 5th round as he is in the 1st round. He's still doing the same things. And he kept up with Colby Covington. I mean, Colby Covington outworked him, basically, but he kept up with him. He wasn't exhausted.
Yeah.
So in terms of the cardio sort of difference there, I think they'll both be there in the 5th round, assuming it goes the distance. I think they'll both be there still fighting and okay in the 5th round. I just think RDA will be able to do the better fighting. I think he'll be more effective than Felder in the 5th round.
He's had a fucking full camp, dude. He's been preparing for Makhachev.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't thinking
yeah,
about Paul Felder not having trained.
yeah.
That's actually a really big thing.
I think RDA might sub him.
I think he might, yeah.
Yeah,
And this is the thing. Felder hasn't. He's only fought one grappler, and that's Charles Oliveira. He hasn't fought
yeah. And
anybody else.
Barboza's a black belt in BJJ, mate. Don't forget that.
Oh, that's true, true.
Apparently.
But Barboza's one of these guys,
Yeah,
as we said,
yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
not.
use it.
Yeah, he
He
doesn't
hasn't.
use it.
Yeah, he doesn't use it.
That was an attempt at a joke, but um,
Oh,
yeah, no,
sorry.
it's has he only fought one grappler? You're probably right. Well, yeah, Dan Hooker's not. Yep, James Vickers and Mike Perry isn't. Charles Oliveira is the only grappler he's fought. Not too familiar with these guys. Yeah, so one very good grappler he's fought, Charles Oliveira, and he put him away. But you said he nearly got submitted.
Oh yeah, in that first round, he was taken down almost immediately. He was manhandled. Nearly got subbed on a couple of different occasions, but somehow managed to get out and ground and pounded him, which is a function of his size, really, I think. To be fair, he's got heavy ground
he's a big
and pound.
dude. He's a big dude. Yeah, I mean, should we get on to predictions?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty late, and I want to go and have some chocolate brownies.
Good man.
By that I mean masturbate. No, I'm joking. I think, first of all, credit to Paul Felder for taking this. I think RDA will sub him in the third round.
Yeah, I think Paul Felder has made a mistake taking this fight. If he hasn't trained for a year, maybe more.
It must be money, dude.
Yeah. And he's got 5 days to cut the weight. It may not even happen. He may not even make weight. He may collapse on the scales. It's that short notice.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I think RDA can do whatever he wants to him. Actually, no. I think RDA can take Felder down at any point. I think RDA can tie him up in knots on the ground. It's just a question of when RDA decides to take him down. So I'm going to say RDA submission round 1.
Round 1, wow.
But it all depends when RDA takes it to the round. RDA may prefer to stand for a bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest that he does stand with him too long, just because of the size difference.
He hits hard.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the odds? I'm assuming RDA is a big favorite.
Yeah, he is. Just 1 second. Okay, so RDA is minus 162.
It's not that big.
I think there's value there.
There's value there, yeah.
Let me have a look. Sorry, let me do that again. The odds have changed slightly. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so RDA is now minus 175. Still value there, I think.
Still value there, yeah.
And Felder is plus 138.
Okay. And what's the odds for what are the odds for a RDA sub?
They're not out yet.
They're not out yet. Okay.
Too soon.
Well, yeah, I've got RDA via sub.
Me too. In terms of the cum-cums, I will probably put this in the risky cum-cum. And I say risky as opposed to safe, just because I'm slightly worried about the size difference. And Paul Felder is very durable. He finds ways to survive and eke out split decision wins, that kind of thing. Yeah. He's very difficult to put away.
And
Which
sometimes in a strange way, when you take something on short notice, we've noticed it in other fights. A fighter's a lot more relaxed. So
they've got nothing to lose, right?
exactly, it's a kind of it's kind of a nothing to lose situation. He's probably getting a lot of money for it. People expecting him to lose. People expecting him not to make weight. There's a lot of pressure. You know, it's not the build up of 6-8 weeks of training camp thinking about your opponent. He's probably a lot more relaxed about this. So in some ways he may be even more dangerous mentally, but I just think I think in this particular scenario, I think RDA wins this 70-80% of the time.
Yeah, me too. Maybe
Yeah.
70-75% of the time.
Yeah. Given this particular scenario and that he's taking it on short notice, no camp, so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just that weight cut, man.
and that weight cut, yeah. The weight cut's mad.
I mean, has anybody else done this before? 5 days notice?
Masvidal cut 20 pounds in 6 days.
Fuck me.
Yeah, against Usman. But he fainted, so he made it though. He made it.
I think Paul Felder's got more weight to cut.
Well, I mean, if he's training, if he's been training for triathlons, so say let's speculate here. Let's say his walking around weight is 86, 87 kilos, probably. I suspect. He's 5'11". So say 86. He needs to get down to 70. So say because of the triathlon, he's been running a lot, and he's probably around the 82, 81 mark. He's still got 10, 11 kilos to lose, which is a lot of weight in 5 days.
Yeah. That is a lot.
And you know, he's going to be so focused on getting to that weight, because obviously you lose a certain amount of your purse if you miss it. Or if you miss it badly, that it may take away from the little time he has to do any prep.
Well, he hasn't got any time to do anything.
There's
no point training
really.
now.
Yeah.
He just has
nothing.
to turn up and just throw hands. That's it. There's no game plan. Just throw hands, right?
I'll laugh if John Anik's in his corner.
Well, who would be in his corner? I mean, he's not training at a gym. We don't think.
I don't know.
Who would he bring in? I hope it is John Anik.
If it's John Anik and like Bilal Muhammad or someone, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Have a good laugh. But yeah, I've got RDA.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Where is it? Vegas, right? Yeah, Vegas 14.
Yeah. At least he doesn't have to travel. That's something.
Where's he from?
Well, I'm assuming he's from Boston or something. I don't know. I don't know where he lives though.
I think he was born in Philadelphia.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, what is it? A 5-hour flight? Still lives there, 5-6 hours. It's not too bad. Yeah, he's from Philadelphia. He's from Philly.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's from Philly.
Flying does cause you to retain water though. So even a 5-hour flight is not going to help. Anyway.
Yeah, but well, there you go, folks. We've both got RDA. Stay tuned for more fight picks. We are doing the co-main event very soon. So watch out for that. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe and please like the videos. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.